My final Ripple's XRP price prediction for the year 2019 is Hello guys, this is Farhan Hussein and welcome back to another video. If you have been a subscriber of my channel, then you would know in my previous video I mentioned that I will be doing a final price prediction for Ripple's XRP for 2019, and today is that day. But before diving into that, let me just give out some quick updates coming from the Ripple world, which I think you guys are going to find it really interesting. So let's do that first. Anthony Pompliano, who is a big name in the cryptocurrency world, invited CEO of Ripple Brad Garlinghouse to his podcast, and they discussed a lot of things in it, but three things really stood out for me, which I thought I should share them with you. But if you want to hear the entire podcast, I will link in the description box below so you can check that out yourselves. See, a lot of people, especially in the cryptocurrency world, when they want to measure like how successful a specific crypto is doing, they look at the volume, and specifically volume by the dollar amount. Well, in the podcast, Brad Garlinghouse mentioned that they do look at the volume, but not the volume by dollar, but the volume by the number of transactions, which is I think kind of a new thing they do, which a lot of other cryptocurrencies, they don't really do that. So basically he was saying that for the last 8 quarters, XRP, the number of transactions for XRP has been doubling. So if you do the math, that's more than an increase of more than 128 times since the launch of XRapid, which is kind of a staggering number. And when they asked him to give an exact number, he just said that Brett Garlinghouse just said that the number of transaction might increase, might touch more than 1 million this year, which is kind of a really staggering number and a really cool number if you're a big fan of XRP, which means that the number of transactions, that the number of people who are actually using XRP, whether it's a bank transmitting millions of dollars or whether a person is just sending $20-$30, that usage is really increasing. The second thing that kind of really stood out to me, and something that has been kind of echoed in the past by Brad Garlinghouse himself, is that how Ripple really wants to work with banking, with the financial regulations, unlike a lot of other crypto people who kind of want to separate themselves from the government issued currencies. They just want, for example, in this case, Bitcoin to be one of the main currencies which people start using every day. But Brad Garlinghouse does not think that is the correct way to do. Let me just read this so you can get a better idea. His point was basically, if what you're doing is threatening the sovereignty of a nation, that is a very high level kind of attack on a nation, and they're going to fight that aggressively. And so when I see people doing things in the crypto world, that I feel like, I use G20 specifically because look, there are many countries that have already lost control of their money supply. They're not just going to sit idly by and have their fiat and have their ability to control their monetary policy be disturbed. So you guys can get an idea of how much Ripple is interested in working with financial regulations, unlike a lot of other people who kind of want to distance themselves from it. So which, in my personal opinion, is a really good thing to do, and is kind of the right direction which Ripple is going at. Also, he mentioned that Ripple follows the international sanctions and they are not going to do business with any financial institution that is headquartered in a sanctioned country. For example, whether it's Iran, North Korea, or Venezuela. As you might have already know that if you're following the cryptocurrency world, a lot of these sanctioned countries are trying to use cryptocurrency to kind of circumvent these sanctions. But CEO of Ripple, he's saying that look, we guys are going to follow the international rule and we're going to follow what the world governing bodies are saying, which is again, it's a really good thing. The third interesting thing that I find, and is a question in a lot of people's minds, not just XRP fans but a lot of people in the cryptocurrency overall, and that is that Ripple is not really interested in the XRP ecosystem. Well, it basically Brad Garlinghouse kind of laid those rumors to rest, saying that look, Ripple is the party that is going to benefit the most out of XRP ecosystem. And not just that, he mentioned another really cool thing, and that was that Ripple has stopped all over the counter sales to various financial institutions. This was one of the biggest critics regarding Ripple. A lot of people were saying Ripple is selling XRP at a discounted rate to a lot of financial institutions, while the majority of people are paying a kind of a premium price when you're buying directly from a crypto exchange. So basically, yeah, he said that they're completely stopping it. Let me just read it to you. We basically have stopped all OTC in large part because our attitude is, look, there's enough liquidity out in the market. You can go into the market and get it. So basically, we kind of have an official confirmation that Ripple is going to stop all OTC, which is personally really great. But there's one other thing which he also mentioned in the podcast, and that is he said that there were some financial institutions at the start which got XRP at a discounted rate. So this is for the first time ever that Ripple is publicly saying that. So that was really interesting as well. And now on to the thing that you have been waiting for, and that is my final price prediction for XRP for the year 2019. But before doing that, let me just give a quick disclaimer saying that this is for informational purposes only, and everything that is mentioned here is my personal opinion and should not be considered a financial advice. And if you do want to invest in XRP, you should know that pretty much every cryptocurrency out there is a volatile and is subject to various other factors. A lot of people who comment on my videos say that I have a very negative outlook towards XRP. Well, that is very far from the truth. In fact, I'm an XRP investor and I do believe XRP is a really good cryptocurrency. So I do have a very positive, bullish outlook towards XRP. But unlike a lot of other people, unlike a lot of other YouTubers out there, I try to have a more realistic expectations regarding my investment in XRP. So my price prediction for XRP for the year 2019 is that it's going to head towards a positive direction, and my conservative estimate is that I expect XRP price to increase by 51% and a very optimistic percentage increase at 172%. And to put that in monetary terms, the current price of XRP is hovering between $0.29 to $0.3, which means that I believe that the price of XRP by the end of this year would be around $0.45 to $0.8. There are a couple of reasons why I think the price of XRP is going to increase by the end of this year and even further in 2020. This video is only focused for 2019, and for 2020 I will be posting another video. So make sure, if you're new, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Well, one of the major reasons why I think the price of XRP is going to increase is to do with Bitcoin. Well, whether you like it or not, Bitcoin is pretty much the king of cryptocurrency. So if there's a positive movement in Bitcoin, it kind of pretty much affects every single cryptocurrency out there. And if you are a crypto fan, you might know that we have a huge event coming for Bitcoin around April, March of 2020. Basically, we are going to get Bitcoin halving. For those of you who don't know what Bitcoin halving is, I've already talked in the past, so you can check one of those videos out. Well, basically, by the time we reach towards the Bitcoin halving, pretty much the price of Bitcoin is going to increase. And not only that, it is going to kind of pull up a lot of other cryptocurrencies with it, including XRP. The second reason why the price of XRP, in my opinion, is going to increase is because of Ripple completely stopping over-the-counter sales. As you know, Brad Garlinghouse kind of officially said in his podcast that Ripple is completely stopping OTC. That is a huge thing, which is kind of going to drive a lot of these big financial institutions to start actually buying from the market itself. Before, what used to happen was like a major financial institution would go to Ripple and buy it from them. But now it has stopped, so I expect this will drive the prices even higher. The third reason why the price of XRP is going to increase is because of new partnerships coming to the Ripple network. You might know about Ripple Network. Basically, it is the platform in which a lot of people, a lot of financial institutions are transferring cross-border payments, but it does not use XRP. what Ripple really wants to do is get these big institutions which are currently using the Ripple network and shift them to on-demand liquidity, or as it was previously known as XRapid. And I believe that the number of partnerships that Ripple has in the Ripple network will eventually increase, and not only that, that some of these financial institutions will shift to on-demand liquidity, which would eventually drive the price up. But this is going to take some time, and I don't expect it to massively increase by the end of this year, but in the coming years this would be a major factor on why the price of XRP will increase. In my upcoming videos I will be giving out technical analysis on why I think the price is going to be around 0.45 to 0.8 dollars. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you're subscribed so you watch that video too. And as always, if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below what do you think is going to be the price of XRP by the end of this year. And as always, I will see you next time.